Bill Maher unhinged? Fans backlash after explosive latest overtime show. Bill Maher has always thrived on controversy. The longtime host of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher has built a career by challenging mainstream narratives, mocking political hypocrisy, and speaking in blunt, unapologetic terms. But his latest episode of Overtime, the freewheeling online segment released after the main show, has ignited one of the most heated fan backlashes in recent memory. Many are now asking, has Maher finally gone too far? A show full of sparks. The uproar began when Maher's panel turned to topics like climate change, the 2024 U.S. election, and generational politics. Known for his sharp interruptions and biting sarcasm, Maher wasted no time challenging his guests, often talking over them or dismissing their viewpoints with quick one-liners. At one point, Maher accused both conservatives and liberals of weaponizing victimhood to gain political points. The audience reaction was mixed. Some laughed, while others groaned audibly. Later, when a younger guest brought up student debt and economic struggles, Maher rolled his eyes and dismissed the argument as whining, sparking visible tension on the panel. The confrontations made for gripping television, but they also set the internet ablaze. Fans pushed back online. Within minutes of the episode airing, social media exploded with criticism. Many viewers felt Maher had crossed the line from sharp host to domineering debater. One X, formerly Twitter, user wrote, "I used to respect Bill's wit, but tonight was just shouting over people. He stopped listening, and it shows." Another fan commented on Reddit, "Overtime used to feel like real conversations. Now it feels like Bill just wants to win every argument." Generational conflict seemed to be a particular flashpoint. Clips of Maher smirking while younger panelists discussed housing costs and workplace struggles went viral, with critics accusing him of being dismissive and out of touch. Several trending posts framed him as the embodiment of the okay boomer stereotype he so often ridicules. Defenders say it's just Bill being Bill. Despite the backlash, Maher still has his defenders, many of whom argue that his no-nonsense style is exactly why he has stayed relevant for so long. People tune in for Bill Maher to hear unfiltered opinions, one fan argued on Facebook. He's never been afraid to call it like he sees it. If that ruffles feathers, that means he's doing his job. Some also praised him for calling out political hypocrisy on both the left and right, noting that few mainstream hosts dare to criticize both sides so openly. In this view, labeling Maher unhinged misses the point. His unpredictability is part of his brand. A reflection of the changing media landscape. The controversy around Overtime also reveals something larger, how audience expectations for political debate are shifting. In an era of heightened sensitivity and polarized views, viewers are increasingly critical of tone as well as substance. Where Maher sees himself as blunt and provocative, some fans now see him as abrasive or dismissive. This tension raises questions about the future of shows like Overtime, which thrive on unscripted debate. Can Maher continue to push boundaries without alienating portions of his fan base, or will the very style that made him famous become his biggest liability? Maher responds, in his own way. Though Maher has not directly addressed the backlash, his history suggests he is unlikely to back down. Over the years, he has weathered controversies ranging from jokes about religion to blunt takes on politics, often using criticism as fuel for future monologues. In fact, some expect Maher to tackle the uproar head-on in his next show, perhaps turning the accusations of being unhinged into another comedic talking point. As one longtime viewer put it, if you think Bill is going to apologize, you don't know Bill Maher. What comes next? For now, Overtime remains one of the most watched after shows online, and this latest dust-up may actually boost viewership as curious audiences tune in to see what all the fuss is about. Whether viewers loved or hated his outbursts, they were talking about them, proving that Maher still knows how to dominate the conversation. In the end, the uproar over Maher's Overtime appearance highlights both the risks and rewards of his combative style. To some, he's a truth teller, unafraid to challenge sacred cows. To others, he's an outdated provocateur, more interested in scoring points than having genuine dialogue. Love him or loathe him, Bill Maher is once again at the center of the cultural storm. And if history is any guide, that's exactly where he wants to be. Would you also like me to create a short, punchy headline, plus social media blurb with hashtags to make this article more shareable? Here's a full 650-word article draft for you. Hash it. If you think Bill is going to apologize, you don't know Bill Maher. What comes next? For now, Overtime remains one of the most watched after shows online, and this latest dust-up may actually boost viewership as curious audio. To some, he's a truth teller, unafraid to challenge sacred cows. To others, he's an outdated provocateur, more interested in scoring points than having genuine dialogue. Love him or loathe him, Bill Maher is once again at the center of the cultural storm. And if history is any guide, that's exactly where he wants to be.